right. All right. Wow. All right. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to A Better Me's podcast. In honor of Women's History Month, we decided to come together and just talk about women's health. How important could that be for us, right? It's a priority in our lives. We also have three special guests with us tonight. We have Thursday Torshin, we have Dr. Tamara Maurice, and we also have Dr. Fayola Delica with us tonight. And she is an RN, which is a registered nurse who will just cover many topics in reference to women's health. And Dr. Tamara, who also owns her own urgent care, Black Women Power. Come on. And Haitian woman as that. We got to shout out the Haitian sister. That's right. Shout 'em out.
Represent.
Oh my God. And so I want to just encourage everyone to please go ahead and share and like and just participate and join us in this amazing discussion. I'm gonna go to Thursday. She's gonna introduce herself, and then we're gonna go to Dr. Tamara, and then we're gonna go to Dr. Phil as well. And I want to introduce myself as your host tonight. I'm Apostle Dr. Chloe Natasha, and this is episode number 3. And we are so excited about this because we're covering numerous topics. Last week, we had a topic about sisterhood, how important sisterhood was. Next week, we will be covering relationships, and we'll have three special guests who will join us, three authors who will join us, as well as Thurza, who will also join us. And we will be discussing relationship because it's so important that we really understand it's not just relationship with the opposite sex, but also relationship and sisterhood. As we are here tonight, I just want to welcome everyone who's here on joining us on Facebook. Naima, Asia, I see Monica. Go ahead and comment and send up the hearts and just prepare to really join us in this amazing topic. Oh my God, God is so faithful because I want to share my experience with you as we go through we're going to go through each and every one, and they're going to introduce themselves to you. And then I'm going to tell you my experience, and I'm going to tell you why they're here because it's so important for us to focus on health. So I'm going to start off with Thursday.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. Hope you all had a fabulous day. We're going to have a great evening of discussion tonight. My name is Thurza. I am Apostle's assistant. We go out on mission trips together. I take care of some of the administrative stuff in the background. So I'm very happy to be here, and I look forward to this discussion because it's very important. And I hope that we can get a lot of information that we can use for ourselves and share with the women in our families and our friends. So thank you for having me, Apostle.
Yes, welcome. Thank you for giving us this great opportunity to have you with us. You could have been doing anything else, but this is important, and we thank you for joining us. And we're gonna move on to Dr. Tamara, and she will introduce herself and what she does, and she's just gonna highlight women because she inspires me so much. These two, all the three of them, inspire me in different ways. And so we're going to go to Dr. Tamara. Welcome.
Thank you. Just as you inspire us as well. So I'm Dr. Tamara Moise. I'm an emergency medicine physician. Also, I do urgent care. And like Apostle was saying earlier, I did open up first Black urgent care in at least in New York City. And at this time, things have changed a little bit. I'm still there, but I'm working with another company now. But we're still there. I still manage the location, so we're still Haitian owned. Haitian run. So we're very proud about that, and we're really happy to be in the community. We're in East Flatbush, Brooklyn, on Church Ave. And so besides that, I've been practicing for, I don't know, about 15 years now. I used to work at Brookdale Hospital. I used to work at Lutheran NYU Hospital. Um, but definitely, since I've been at the urgent care, I've been doing more outreach. So participating in something like this is great. I have a little cold, that's why I sound like this, but I wanted to still be here. So sorry about my annoying voice, but I'm happy to be here, and I'm really excited to share information that's going to be helpful to you guys. So make sure that you're asking questions. So, I'm more than happy to educate everybody. And it should be fun. Just happy to be here.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much. We just got to clap for our sisters. Come on, I need you guys to send up the heart, to send up the likes and participate and come here and stand up for our sisters, because it takes a lot after we work all day to come and share this information with you. It's because we love you and you are a priority to us in our lives. And so we are welcoming Dr. Fayola Delica right now. Yay! All the way from Florida.
Thank
Woo, woo.
you amongst you all. I thank Apostle Dr. Chloe, for allowing me this opportunity. Thursday, you've become like a sister to me. I appreciate you. I congratulate you.
Thank you.
It's awesome to see a Haitian American woman, an entrepreneur, a fellow woman in the healthcare industry doing some big things. So I pray many more locations come your way and many more impact.
Yes.
Our community especially, but also all communities that are needing your services. I am Fayola Delica. I am a registered nurse. I'm also a nurse practitioner student. I have been in the healthcare industry since the age of 16. I started very young. I started off as an LPN in high school. I became a registered nurse. So it's been about 24 plus years in the industry. I'm currently a nursing professor. I teach at various schools here in South Florida. I have been my love and my passion is ICU. I was an ICU nurse, specifically in cardiac, but I've done a lot of different things. I've done travel nursing, I've done corrections, I've done public health, I've worked in government, I've done public advocacy work, I've done public policy work, advocating back in the early 2000s when we were talking about the HR 676 caucus bill, which was universal health care. I've done geriatrics, I've done pediatrics, I've done oncology, infectious disease. I mean, the list goes on. I've done a lot, but I enjoy nursing. And I'm now on the other side. I was in management, and then recently in the last 2.5 years, transitioned to education. I love academia. I love teaching the next generation of nurses. It's a different experience. Nursing school is not what it used to be, but I'm just honored that I have the opportunity to encourage them to understand it's a profession, it's a calling, it's not a paycheck. You are caring for people's lives. You need to do it with compassion, with love, and treat those individuals as if they were your family members. So I'm honored to be here, and I look forward to you all sharing this information. We need everyone to share because our community perished because of lack of knowledge. So I need everyone to at least send 5. Let's do 10. We're going to do 10 today. I need you to send it to 10 people, share the link, tag them, put it on all social media platforms, because we need to educate our community. And you're hearing it from people who look like you. Because I know sometimes people kind of stay away from the information because the people, they're like, well, they don't relate to me. They don't understand my culture. They don't understand my health challenges. But we look like you. We're telling you the truth tonight. So I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much.
Oh my God. Wow. Such amazing women. And I just want y'all to clap. Come on and send the clapping hands in the comment. Come on and send the heart. Don't just come and listen and park. Don't just park your name on here. We want to see the comments going up. And I want to just thank you all for taking the time for coming on tonight. Send the hearts, send the stars. Welcome the sisters that are here tonight, and continue to just celebrate women, because together we can make a major difference in the community, right? I see you, Monica, Landy. Shout out to Naima. Shout out to all of you that are joining. And I just want to thank you for being here, because being here makes a big difference, because it provides us with an opportunity to see us win, right, as women. So I want to talk to you all about health. Health is so important. And I believe that if we start at an early age and we begin to pay special attention to our body, and how it functions, how it moves, and the differences of when we feel good, when we don't feel good, when things start to feel different. And we wait for that moment, right? And we don't prioritize our health at the early stage of our life. And what we do is we don't get our physicals, we don't get mammograms, we don't get pap smears, we don't go to the doctor to check our blood pressure, we don't check our sugar. I just had my physical just recently, about a week ago. And when I went to the doctor, usually when I go to the doctor, my pressure is always high. And before I went, I prayed. I said, God, please make my pressure look good when I get there. And when I got there, it was 120. It was 120 over 80. And I was like, that can't be my blood pressure, because my blood pressure is always like 130, 140. And sometimes it could go up to 150, right? And so I was like, wow. So that means everything every test is going to come back, and it's all going to be positive, that in a positive way. In a positive way, it's going to be a negative results, right? Negative results will come with blood tests. I have blood works done. I had an EKG. Everything looks good. My heart is still working, right? And so I'm just like, what is it that we can do to come together and to get women to believe that we can live a long life? We can definitely live a long life. And I'm putting 120 on it, and plus 40 more for all of us that's here. 120 plus, right, years for all of us. But one thing that we have to do is we have to pay attention to what we do on a daily basis. Do we get out and walk? Do we just sit? If you work from home, I work from home a lot of times. And a lot of times I have to really push myself. And when I'm outside, it's like I'm at the playground. It's like I'm at the park, because I feel like, man, I've been in the house for a couple of days. And we don't realize sitting in the house and sitting down or laying down and in front of the computer, right? We're not walking. And because we're not walking, our hearts are not like moving the way it's supposed to, because we really got to work it, right? And so I'm so excited about my sisters being here tonight, because we are moving in the right direction. Moving in the right direction, meaning that we are going to make sure that we put our health first. We're going to make sure before you get up and you go on social media that your health is number one, right? Because a lot of times we're so busy looking at social media, but we're not paying attention to what's going on with our body. And I discovered something that when I went to the doctor last time, she said something very important to me. She said, high blood pressure is really a number one killer, because your pressure can be high and there's no headaches and there's nothing that gives you some kind of alert that your pressure is high, right? And then all of a sudden, one day something can happen and you weren't aware. So I want to go to Dr. Tamara, and she'll talk to us about health better than me, because she's the doctor. And Dr. Fayella is a registered nurse. I only know what I research, what I read. We also have another doctor here, Dr. Thurza, because she seems to research everything about health. And sometimes I'll be like, what do you think, Doc? What do you think? Right? Because she loves that area of us as humans. She loves that health, the body. She knows where the bladder is. Because I was like, oh my God, I just had surgery. I feel like I feel pain.
She's like, my bladder. I think it's my bladder. I'm like, your bladder's not up there, dog.
And she's like, no, your bladder is lower. It's down here, right? And so I just want to go to Dr. Tamara, and she's going to speak to us about how important it is for us to focus on our health. So Dr. Tamara, welcome again.
My pleasure. So happy to be here. Thanks for having me. I'm really happy to be here. So, in general, with health, being a Black woman, we were just talking earlier, there's certain issues that plague us more than other races or other colors, creeds, you want to say. So, so we're definitely going to talk about some of those things today. In terms of just maintaining our health, I'm a big health nut. Like I'm a doctor, and I actually try to practice what I'm preaching to the best of my ability. I can't be having patients and be like, yeah, I smoke cigarettes every day. Like, I think that we have, as healthcare professionals, whether we're nurses, we're doctors, we have to be an example to the patient too. So I really try to, try my best to live right. But as Black women, definitely, we are not as mobile as we should be. And it is important to just walk, especially a lot of people working from home. We gotta exercise, man. We gotta get into it. Food and between food and working out, food is actually your diet is the most important thing. And when I say diet, I don't mean dieting. I'm talking about how you're eating, your lifestyle. What are you eating on a daily basis? The eating is, I don't know what the percentage is, but I feel like it's like 90% of the whole thing. You can work out all day, all night. You eating, bun en brisée, which is,
tostones
all day, and fried, griot, fried pork all day. You can work out, you ain't gonna lose no weight. And your blood pressure is still gonna be high, your cholesterol is gonna be high. So the eating, it has to be both, So I do try to educate folks on that. And when it comes to the working out, do something you like to do. People be like, oh, I don't want to work out. I don't like the gym. Okay, cool. You don't like the gym. Walk. There's so many different, ways to be active. Get a bike at home. If you like working out at home, invest in yourself, right? Whether it's even going to a weight loss doctor, going to a nutritionist, instead of paying, X amount of dollars for getting your nails done or X amount of dollars to get the hair did, put the money into your health. I don't even do my nails, you see? I don't do my nails. Rarely. It's expensive. I put that money into my personal trainer. I have a personal trainer. I'd rather do that. So there's some things I feel like we need to start rethinking about where we putting our money. Of course, we want to look nice, and it's okay to, put money into your hair and your nails, but, try to prioritize, because this is very important. And then the weight loss stuff is interesting. I actually went through a weight loss journey. So, we could talk about that as well. I needed to, because just like Apostle, last year I found out about all these health problems that I have. I have high blood pressure. I have high cholesterol. I was pre-diabetic. I had all this stuff. I did lose some weight. I had a hard time losing on my own. I'm perimenopausal on top of that. There's a possibility that might prevent slow me down on losing my weight. Yeah. So I took the weight loss thing very seriously. I want to go to a weight loss doctor. I actually went on medications because I was trying everything that wasn't working. So medications worked really well for me, but I'm still working out though. Still working out. I'm still watching what I'm eating. And I just want to touch on the blood pressure thing really quick. Apostle, I think you said it pretty well with the blood pressure. I have high blood pressure too. Losing the weight has allowed me to possibly not be on medication. So I'm working on that. The working out actually helps you to get off the high blood pressure medications. In some cases, losing weight helps you to get off the high blood pressure medications. So, that's something we definitely need to consider for those who don't like to be on medications, which is like most of us. And then with the blood pressure, yes, it is dangerous because you don't feel the symptoms. Your blood pressure, the way I explain it to patients real simply and quickly, I say, hey, listen, your blood pressure is out of control. I don't know how long your blood pressure has been like this, because you won't know, because you don't feel anything. As the years go on, if you're not doing anything about the blood pressure, your large organs are rotting. They're literally rotting. Wow. Which means, we're talking brain, kidney, heart. Those are the big ones. They're rotting slowly but surely. You can't feel it. And then they're going to rot to the point where you're just going to drop one day.
Oh my. Wow. All
right. So this is just the truth. I like to be blunt. I'm a blunt person. I don't beat around the bush. So I just tell people the way it is. So that's my, that's how I, quickly and efficiently tell people that please take care of your blood pressure. And I tell them too, it's plaguing our community. Blood pressure, interestingly enough, it's a genetic thing, like, even from slavery, the stress that we've had for like the last how many hundreds of years. So that's why we tend to have a lot of high blood pressure, because like genetically, it's like, that stress is so built in that a lot of us actually have high blood pressure because of that. And it's not because you don't even have to be obese, or it just runs in our families. And so it's a big problem in our community. So, we have control over that now. We know enough. So
Wow.
a long 2 cents. Sorry about that.
Wow. Wow. It's very important that you mentioned that, because it is something where my mom had high blood pressure, my father had high blood pressure, my brother has high blood pressure, and it's very important that we manage the things that we eat and the exercise, going out and just walk, and being able to just get your body moving, because after a while, then this is when you start to experience stiffness, right? You experience
That's
stiffness,
inflammation
inflammation.
in
A
the joints.
lot of
Yeah.
people are struggling with that.
Mhm.
And sometimes I know a woman where she has a issue with her arm. She has an issue. One lady has one with her legs, and the inflammation, it's not going down. And probably because they they stayed with it for so long, right? And I don't know if how can it go down if they're not watching their diet, because the diet is very important. The heavier that we get, the more danger that we are in as we get older. So I want to go to Dr. Fayola to give us some good information, right?
Well, you know what Dr. Moe said is so true. I was looking at, you hear the phrase that we want to be millionaires, don't we? But we have to realize our body, our life. Based on the US research, a substantial life is worth $7.5 million.
Wow.
And if you look at, if we were to sell every organ in our body, it's worth over $550,000. And that's for a dead person. So imagine if you're alive, that probably doubles. So we need to realize the value that we carry. It's not just monetary, but it's actually our life, the quality of life. And there's so many things that we've spoke about, but really I want to stress the points. We cannot do things as usual. We can't follow. I believe, when we talk about chronic diseases that plague the Black community or people of color, it's not also genetic, it's also familiar. Because if we have it in our genes, right? So we can't control our genes. We can't control who our family is and what diseases run in our bloodline, but we can control what is familiar. What are those things? I didn't grow up exercising, so it's hard to exercise. I didn't grow up eating healthy, so it's hard to eat healthy as an adult. So see, these are some of the things we have to change. Just like, the bun. Do you know one plantain is 300 calories?
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
It tastes so good, though.
You could have saved that for the end.
Oh my God.
You could have saved that for the end.
No, my feelings were hurt. When I was trying to lose weight, I had to use this app for my nutritionist, and I had to log in everything I ate. After a while, I gave up. I even stopped going to her because I felt so helpless. I'm like, and I eat out all the time because I'm always on the go. At one point in my life, vegetarian, I lost weight. I had more energy. Everything was just great, but it's hard to sustain if you're always on the road because you can only eat so many veggie burgers, right?
Absolutely.
But we have to understand we have to change, especially for us that are Caribbean or we come from cultures where we have a lot of grease in our foods, a lot of seasonings. All those different things are also contributing to what's already happening in our genes. And so we change that, we don't have to have a goplat D and eat the whole plate of rice. We need a Haitian, well, during my bachelor's, I wanted to research on modifying My Plate. The gov.com has a My Plate. It tells you what each proportion you should have in your plate. I wanted to do one for Caribbeans because it's hard for us to transition because we're like, okay, I don't want to give up my plantains, but what is a healthier choice?
Right.
You know, I don't want
Right.
to give up my rice, but what's a healthier choice? You got your pitimi, you got your blé, you got your couscous. You know, you got all these different
Yeah.
things that we can
Yeah.
buy and
Yeah.
those great foods. Now you got air fryers, so you don't have to fry your grill. You don't have to do your poisson gossel. You know, look, I'm getting hungry even
You
now.
making me hungry.
So we have to understand and realize we can still eat our cultural foods, but we have to have a healthier choice. You know,
Yeah.
ash is still a great alternative to seasoning.
Yeah.
There's other even companies that are adding low sodium into their seasonings, and also look at prepared foods. If you eat out a lot, you know,
Yeah.
hey, I'd rather go to McDonald's and get a dollar something on a dollar menu than go to Trader Joe's or go to Whole Foods. But realizing at the end of the day, you're going to pay the price.
Mm.
The front end or the back end. And it is challenging. We have food deserts. We have healthcare deserts. We have healthcare disparity gap, especially
Yeah.
for minorities. You're talking about uninsured, underinsured. You're
Oh
talking about
my.
can't take time off to go to the doctor because it's like, hey, if I take that whole day off, that's money for my rent or my mortgage
Right.
or
Right.
to pay for my kids' schooling. So there's a lot of challenges that we face depending on socioeconomic status, your education, where you come from, language barriers, now even immigration. And so these are all these challenges that we face, but there is hope. And we have to start within ourselves. I keep
Yeah.
telling myself, both of my parents are Haitian. I'm first generation Haitian American. Both of them have diabetes. Both of them are legally blind in one eye. Both of them have hypertension. Both of them have cataracts and glaucoma. I mean, the list goes on and on. I don't want to live that life. You know,
Yeah.
so there's things that it takes me a while. You know, maybe I need to call Dr. Moise and tell me what's the secret to lose some of this weight. I want, you know,
We can talk about that.
Yeah, I will have children soon, and I need to lose the weight because I have back problems. So these are the challenges that we face, and I don't want to be like my parents. I don't want to
Yeah.
have a shortened quality of life. I don't want premature death. You
Yeah.
know, but
Yeah.
what do I have to do? I have to make those changes. We have to make those changes because our health does not only affect when you're sick, your family is sick, your neighborhood is sick, your community is sick, your society's sick. And when we look at the cost of productivity, when someone is ill, you take away from the productivity, not just of the company you work for, but of your life, of your family's quality of life. Because when you're sick, what do they got to do? They got to stop their life to take care of you. You know,
Yeah.
and I keep telling my doctors everywhere I go, I say, look, I want to be 100 years old, healthy. So you tell me what I need to do because I'll be that good patient. But at the end of the day, we have to take initiative. We have to take control and say, hey, you know, yeah, my parents may have raised me to eat this kind of food, but as an adult now, I have to make those healthy choices. And it takes time. We're not saying overnight you got to go run a marathon, you know, but, you know, take those steps. Start maybe walking around your house, you know, and then build the stamina. Then start walking around your neighborhood. Build the stamina, take it to the next level. Start going to a park that has a mile trail that you can walk, you can run. We don't, you know, people think they have to do all this extra work. It's just starting small and you build up. That's why they say for adults, they want 150 minutes of exercise. You can do that 5 days a week for 30 minutes. You could do that for 3 days, 50 minutes, depending on your time. But start small. Even if you do it for 10 minutes, that's 10 minutes that you've given to your heart to live longer, you know, because all these things that we're doing, and, you know, especially the young people, they'll say, oh, I'm young, I can do all these things, I can eat what I want. Yeah, you're going to pay the price eventually. That's where that beer belly comes from. When you're walking around, because they were drinking all that beer, eating their fries, and get that fried food and stuff, you know, and macaroni cheese, and, you know, all that stuff. But we have to understand your life, you only have one. You only have one life. God has given this as a temple. And you don't want to be on your deathbed. You don't want to be on a sick bed and say, man, I wish I did this. I wish I did that. I'm living vicariously through my parents to figure out what do I need to do to not have that bill of report. I want a healthy bill of report so I can enjoy my fiance. I can enjoy my kids. I can enjoy my great, great grandkids. Because I said, Lord, let me live 100 now. But with all my, I want to be that crazy woman.
Productive.
Psych ward.
100.
Crazy. So, you know, we have to, I say, take the small steps. It's scary. It's scary to make changes because we are creatures of habit. But if we start small, we can little by little improve. And then you'll be surprised. Not waiting until January 1st to say your New Year's resolution, but your
Oh
New
my
Year's
God.
on March 28th, 2023 at 9:05 p.m. Eastern time and say, you know what? I'm going to make a promise to myself, not to anyone else, but to myself. Because when you own it, then you'll actually live it out. But if someone is forcing you to do something, it's not going to last because you don't buy into it. You have no ownership.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So it's a journey. Get your friends involved. I remember when I used to walk, I had a friend. We kept each other busy every night. She'd call me, hey, we meet at 5:00. Let's go. And some days I'm like, no, I'm not coming. She said, yes, you are. I'll even come to your house if I got to pick you up. So, it's so many creative ways to exercise. You don't even have to go to the gym if you don't want. You don't have to pay a gym. You can do it at the comfort of your home. And now there's this app called, we ain't trying to sell.
Wow, you got all that information and we need it. We need it.
There's various apps you can exercise right in your bed.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
You can't get any lazier than that. But no, I'll take it back. It's not a matter of being lazy. It's a start. It's a starting point.
Yeah,
right?
whatever works.
You do what you can to the best of your capacity. So I will take that back. It's not lazy. I'll take it back.
So don't judge me because I'm starting.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
And I agree with that. I'm totally agree. I'm in agreement with you because if we start small, then when we see a little bit of results, then we want to do more. Mm-hmm. So even if it takes for you to start in the bed, then eventually you're going to get up one day and mentally you're going to get that message that's going to say, get up and try it that way. Right. Yeah. So I totally see your point. And man, you're giving us, can you give us some of the apps that you were talking about? So that way we can go and try them out. I think it'll be good.
Apps. Let me look them up real quick because I'm gonna look it up on my other phone. Okay. But it's so easy. It really is easy. You just have to say, okay, I want to do this. However, I gotta get done. It's gonna happen. 1 second, it's coming. Right.
Yeah, because
in terms of apps for eating lifestyle, they're free. I like MyFitnessPal and Noom to count your calories because you kind of have to keep track of it. It's so annoying, but you kind of have to keep track of your calories because when you don't pay attention, you just keep going over and you won't lose the weight.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
You just
because then at least if a lot of people they get into the steps and it's really something important for them. They talk about the steps all the time. And I know they
motivating.
And I know when I worked at a hospital, they used to pay you for it. So some people would benefit financially because of the steps. But I think it's so important for us to really listen to what it is to listen to ourselves and trying to figure out where we want to go. Do we want to be healthy? Some people want to be a vegan. Some people, they want to be a vegan, but they have so much substitution and their weight continues to go this way, right? And I always said, if I'm going to be a vegan, I'm going to lose a lot of weight because I'm going to eat properly. I'm not going to substitute. I don't want to substitute something that looks like meat. I don't want to substitute something that looks like chicken. If I'm going to be a vegan, I want to be a vegan the right way. And this is another issue because sometimes people, they become a vegan, but then they're missing certain nutrients, right? How do you feel about that, Dr. Tamara?
Great question. So I was vegan for about 6 months, about 8-9 years ago. Lost weight. It just came off, and I was being a true vegan. I would eat some of the substitutions, but I wasn't like heavy. I was because there's clean vegan and dirty vegan. That's
same thing with vegetarian too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
being eating dirty, period, whether you're vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, it's not going to help you.
Yeah.
So because no matter what, you still got to eat clean, whichever
Yeah.
route you go. So I did it for 6 months, and my mother joined me.
Wow.
Was there, got on board. Like, oh, I want to join you. I said, okay, mommy, let's do this. So, and guess what? I stopped it because I was like, I really missed fish. So I was like, so now I'm pescatarian. So ever since basically I've been pescatarian for like 7-8 years. Mommy remained vegan the whole time. She's like vegan-ish, but she's though. I mean, she's 75 years old and Haitian woman, okay? And she makes some banging dishes. Like she'll, incorporate, Haitian style food, and she's got her air fryer, so she's doing it. Wow. And then for me, I've done the pescatarian thing, and understand in terms of losing weight, I never try to pressure people into like one way to do it. There's many ways to lose weight. I could always offer what I've done. It may work for you, or you may be like, oh, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I'm going to do something else. So this has just been my experience, but eating clean is the most important thing. I've been doing the pescatarian thing. It's worked out for me. The only thing I miss is goat.
The goat.
My tassel, man. I miss my tassel. But other than that, and the other thing with the meat, this is just a personal thing for me. Once again, I don't like to push this on people because some people are just going to eat meat for the rest of their lives, and that's okay. But try, if you're going to eat the meat, try to eat organic. Try to limit the red meat. I don't judge. Because you could still be very healthy and and not eat meat. For me, I kind of, or from the political standpoint, I have an issue with what they're putting in our meats in America. If I lived elsewhere where they didn't put antibiotics in the meats, I probably would have just been eating meat. But I have a problem with that personal thing. Everyone's got to, I don't push that on anyone. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with that. But it's been, I feel good. I feel good being vegetarian. Being pescatarian, and and I've been doing it for a while now, and it's works out for me. But everybody's got to try different things and see what works out for you. I'm a big proponent. Like I said, I don't like to so back to what you were saying, like if you're pushing stuff on people, if you're telling them, yo, you need to work out 5 days a week, an hour, they're not gonna do it. Like you have to be real. Especially like being a provider, you're having this discussion with patients. Start little. Like I'm all for that. I'm all for that. And even like for working out, dancing is a form of workout. Take some dance classes.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Wow. In fact, I'm about to get back into, because I used to do Haitian folkloric dancing and African dancing, and they have adult classes in the city. I'm about to in New York. So I actually want to sign up for some of that. I have a good friend of mine who I used to do Haitian folkloric dancing with, and but these are things to just keep me moving, going, keep me active, really think of, try different things. If you're not an active person, try different things, see what you like, because there's going to be something that you like better than others,
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, so that's my 2 cents, especially on the dieting. And then, like I said, I did use medications to lose weight, and so we're welcome to talk about that too. I thought it was really helpful. It was something that I've always did not want to do, because I always was able to lose weight on my own, like just counting my calories. You can count calories, but you also can just watch your portions too. You don't have to count calories. Yeah. That's been helpful to me for many years. But I don't know if it's because of my age. I'm going to be 47 this year. Like I said, I'm perimenopausal. And maybe I'm holding on to the weight more because I'm disabled.
Changes.
Because of, and the things I used to do are not working as well. So I had all these medical problems. I had to lose this weight. I could not keep this weight on me. Like speaking of premature death in the family, on my father's side of the family, my father died at 72. That was way too early for him.
Very young,
had a 7-vessel, open heart surgery. He had an open heart surgery, and yet, Fayola, you were cardiac ICU, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Open heart surgery for 7 vessels. Okay, they be talking about triple bypass. No, 7.
Wow.
And he died 24 hours later because he had a stroke.
Oh my God.
Stroke that like took him out fast. So, and guess what? He started having strokes in his early 50s. And he started having and got stents in his 50s. I'm in my late 40s. I'm sitting here 30 pounds heavier with an abnormal EKG. I had an abnormal EKG. The high blood pressure, the cholesterol. I was like, yo, what are we doing here, Tam? Like, what are we doing?
Wow.
So that, I was like, I'm not dying early. I'm not getting stents in my early 50s. I'm not going to wake up every morning like, oh, am I going to wake up with a stroke this morning? We're not doing that. I'm not tolerating that. So I have some serious family history. Family history is very important. Know your family history.
Yes.
You know that your parents, especially your first degree relative, your parents or your brothers and sisters have had heart attacks, have had strokes, especially at early ages. You next. You next.
Yeah.
You're not taking care of yourself, you're next potentially. So that was very big for me. So I lost about 25, 30 pounds and my numbers have gotten a lot better. And I'm an extra health nut because my family history is real scary.
Oh my God.
So yeah, so that's what I've been doing, and it's been helping. But a lot of us are in that. I'm not the only one. A lot of people don't think I'm one of those, but I am absolutely one of those. Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's important that you get to that point, because if you don't, and I want to tell everybody to go ahead and say hello to Dr. Tamara Moise. Say hello to her in the chat. Go ahead and send up the hearts, send up the stars. Say hello to Dr. Fayola. Say hello to Thursday. Say hello to us. And we don't want to just keep talking and not interact with you all. We are also going to give you all the announcements. We're going to share with you the raffle winner for the person who RSVP, whoever RSVP have entered the raffle. And we're going to get to do that tonight. We didn't get an opportunity to do it last week, but tonight we're definitely going to take time out to do the raffle. So I do want to ask everyone to go ahead and send up the hearts and go ahead and share at somebody. Let me see you all do the @ sign and add some people to come in. I see you, Bernicia, Shatika. Hello to you, Landy, Denise. Thank you so much, Rose. I see Rose. I see Monica. I see you all on here. And I just want to encourage you to go ahead and put questions in the chat. We want to answer questions. We want to make sure that we're paying attention to you all. Go ahead and say hello in the chat. I see you all saying hello. I see you all. I see it. I see it, and they can see it as well on the platform where we are on. They can see all of it. I want you guys to just go ahead and make sure that you know that you are important. Siobhan, I see you. You are important. You're valuable. And we need you to remember that, because a lot of times we just want to be somewhere and just be quiet, right? Well, I'm not going to let you be quiet, because you are important to us. And because we love you so much, this is why we took the time out of everybody, out of their busy schedule, to make sure that we come on and we see the questions that you have. I'm also looking at my iPad. If you see me looking down, looking at my iPad, because I'm trying to read all your questions. I see the hellos, I see everything, but I want you to put questions. And I also want you to @ somebody, tag somebody. If there's anybody you don't see, make sure you're calling them. You're like, come here. You need to hear this, because it's very important. So we're going to go to Thursday at this moment. She's going to share some information, or she's going to share something very important with us.
I have some thoughts on 2 points that both Dr. Fayola made and Dr. Tamara made. Dr. Fayola, you said you only need about 150 minutes, and that's per week of exercise. When you do the math, that's 25 minutes a day. So that could make a difference. That could be the difference in walking to a destination versus taking the bus or train for like 2 or 3 stops. I know my mom literally lives because I've walked it, about on the bus it's about 20 minutes away. Walking, it's about 30 minutes. So, you know, those are things, little changes that we can make. Walk to certain places rather than, you know, you'll save on gas too if you drive. So if you can walk the 2-3 blocks, park your car, save on gas, and just, you know, take that walk. So when you look at it in 25 minutes per day, it's really not a lot of time, because you spend 25 minutes, you know, fiddling on your phone, maybe sprucing up yourself a little extra. So that 25 minutes is achievable, I think. So that was a good point. And also, I have to say, Dr. Tamara, initially I had wrote down, well, maybe this thing about health is, you know, we it's a matter of self-worth. We're not thinking about ourselves. We're thinking about other people, you know, and we're not holding ourselves in high esteem. And then I'm like, wait a minute, it has to, there's more to that, because, you know, you yourself as a physician, you have the information. You're telling people what to do. And, you know, you're a person that I would consider has high self-esteem. You've achieved some things. And to see you go through that struggle, it makes it more realistic for me that I can make a change too. Yes. Because if she, as a professional who's helping people, has gone through it and is now, you know, taking steps to maintain a better health and a healthier lifestyle, then it's achievable for me as well. So I really, really appreciate that. It just lets me know that, you know, we all kind of like are on the same playing field, and we all can make better decisions. And that's what I think it's about too. Just making a decision to do things a little bit differently. So I appreciated that. I just want to share some information in terms of some eight health concerns that disproportionately affect African American women, Black women, women of color. So heart disease, stroke, and diabetes, they kind of lump this together. And I think if we look at our families and some of the health issues that they have, we can say this is something that's true, because most of us, you know, we may be experiencing these things within our families. Then we have breast and cervical cancer, fibroids, premature delivery. So that's an issue of maternal and child health. We have sickle cell disease, STDs, and mental health. So these are some issues that are really affecting us in our community. So I think we have to all be mindful and, you know, be less judgmental, be less judgmental and critical of ourselves, so that we have a healthier attitude and a better attitude about the changes that need to be made. I think Dr. Fayola alluded to, you know, if we ain't good, ain't nobody gonna be good. And if we're not good, we're gonna be giving problems to other people. So in terms of our children and, you know, our spouses, our partners, the people who care about us and so forth. So again, very, very good information. And let's just keep the discussion going.
Yeah. Wow, that's a very good point that you brought up, Doza, because it's important for us to take care of ourselves, because if we don't take care of our own health, other people will suffer from it, right? And our children, like you said. And it doesn't only stop at our children, it's going to go to generations, right? Grandchildren, great grandchildren, because it's in the bloodline. And I believe that we can make a difference. I think if we focus on the issues and we implement the things that we're listening to, because it's so easy for us to listen to this tonight and we're like, oh, that sounds good, or this sounds like something I want to do. I want to start the exercise in my bed. I want to start while I'm sitting down. They had this instrument, or well, no, not instrument, an equipment. It's an equipment, right? That they had where as you're sitting, it's almost like you're pedaling on a bike, right? Yeah. And we might call that lazy, right? We might call it lazy, but
I took it back. I had to take it back in the moment. I really, really did. I took it back.
I took it back. Then I really see that there is a form of circulation taking place, even though you're sitting down, right? Yeah, and I think that if we try a little, if we can implement the things, Thursday, I guess you can look at the questions. There's some questions in
Yeah.
the chat.
Okay.
We're going to take your questions, and I believe that if we continue to do these platforms and continue to invite you to come, and you may be in the healthcare field, right? Like Dr. Tamara says, she's a medical doctor, and she's in that field, and she had high blood pressure, she told us, right? And she said her cholesterol. And these are all the things that we're not doctors, but we're overlooking these things. And we continue to eat a lot of salt. We continue, like, I even kind of I like my food with flavor.
And
I don't
spice.
like it bland. I don't like it bland. But I have to really stay away from too much seasoning. And it has to be more of a natural flavor, right?
Mhm.
And so we can do certain things to prevent these things. And spicy, right? So we're gonna go to the first question. Thursday, you want to read the first
Yeah,
question?
this is an emergency question for me. I'm very surprised at this. So here it is. It says, and this is from Denise. Denise, how you doing tonight? It says, question: my PCP told me women over 50 don't need pap smears. Can you elaborate on this? And right now, an alarm is going off in my head, because if you're over 50, does that mean that you're not sexually active? If you're over 50, does that mean that, that you're not susceptible to cancers and so forth? So I would really, really like to know, why first of all, is that true? And secondly, why would he advise this? So please, somebody help me. I don't like that. I'm concerned.
So I'm an ER doc. I do take care of women's health, to an extent, but I'm not an actual GYN. I can't remember exactly when the cutoff is for when you should stop having pap smears, but I remember it being past 50, because you're still gonna be sexually active. You can still get cervical cancer at those ages. I know for sure, like my mom, actually, she's in her 70s, and they actually still did one for her. So it's going to depend on family history too, like if you have cervical cancer or ovarian cancer, because my grandmother died of ovarian cancer, my mother's mother. So for those people, they may wind up doing pap smears a little later. But I honestly, I have to look that up. I can't remember exactly what the cutoff is. Sounds a little early, but yeah, I would have to get back to you on that. I'd have to look that up to get the exact. I don't know, Dr. Fayola, do you know offhand?
Yeah. U.S. Preventive Task Force. You start pap smears at the age of 21 up until 65.
65. That's what I thought. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
After the first one, if it's normal, you do it every 3 years. It used to be every 2 years. Now it's every 3 years.
Yep.
For 20 to 29, for 30 to 65, it's every 3 years, and then every 5 years for those who may have some abnormal cells that you would still continue on even after postmenopausal period. But definitely 50 is way too young. There's still people having babies at that age, having gone. That's unfortunately not the best information that providers should be given to their patients. Definitely. And that's why, patients have become very educated and knowledgeable. There's now, don't Google everything now. Don't just go to Google.
Google. I'll Google. What's wrong with you?
You can go to cdc.gov. You can type in screenings for women of 50, even CDC. No, actually, it's the womenshealth.gov. They tell you for each generation, the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and older, what women need to do to take care of themselves based on their age bracket. So definitely that is not based on evidence-based practice. I don't want to say that provider's wrong, because we support each other, but evidence-based practice is 21 to 65. But if I may interject on a comment that Apostle Chloe made, have to be careful, especially as we are Women's History Month. Women, we cannot be martyrs. We cannot continue putting people first and taking the backseat of our own health. need of caring for ourselves, because we're like, as the wife, or as a mom, you wear so many hats. You're working, you got to go home, take care of the kids, you got to take care of your spouse, your significant other, you got to take care of your aging parents. But
Yeah.
at what cost? There was
Mm.
many years ago about a woman who she had to go to the doctor. They said that she needed to come in, and she kept putting it. I don't know if you remember this video. It was a Black woman in this video. She kept pushing it off, pushing off. She had to go take her daughter this way. She had to go to
Wow.
work. She had to do something for her family. And when she finally went to the doctor, it was too late.
Oh my
She had
God.
stage 4 cancer. So we
Mm.
have to realize we have to be assertive in our own care. It's
Vision.
okay to tell your child, no, today I can't because I got to go to the doctor. Or
Yeah.
no, your spouse to say, no, I can't do that today because I have a doctor's appointment at 2:00. So you're going to need to get the kids, or you're going to have to cook, or you're going to have to
Wow.
whatever.
Yeah.
Done. Because unfortunately, especially we're talking about women's health in the month of March, and this is Women's History Month, and we're talking about women's
Yeah.
health. Women, I want you to really understand you need to care for yourself first. You cannot keep going, and doing for others at the sake. My mom is the best example, and she irks me to the core. That's why sometimes I
Mm.
don't leave the house no more. Because the other day, one of my siblings was coming down from a 2-hour drive to come and stay with them for a few days because the kids were on spring break. And my mom wanted to make this big meal. So she got up the night before, of course, they got to young and do all that stuff. Then that night she woke up at 4:00 in the morning, and she was slaving till like 8, 9 o'clock. She didn't check her blood sugar until 5 o'clock in the evening. She didn't
Wow.
get until 5 o'clock in the evening. And I just so happened to sit across from her as she's taking her morning meds at 5 p.m. and her blood sugar is 400. And I'm already pissed at this point. I just had to walk away because I know I was gonna say some stuff that would not have been nice. But I said, what cost are you doing this to yourself? Yes,
Wow.
you look and do all these things, but now your blood sugar is 400. So now you got to take insulin, and hopefully it will come down. And God forbid you can have went into a diabetic coma. So we have to,
Mm.
at these costs, you cannot forsake yourself for others. You have to
Yeah.
be, it's okay to be selfish. Self-care is important. And so I just wanted to interject, especially we're talking about women's health during Women's History Month.
Wow. That is so important.
And I want
That
to
is
just
so
add one
important.
quick thing as well. So this participant was asking this question. If something sounds funny to you, I'm a doctor. I'm telling you this. If you're dealing with a doctor, there's some that are better than others. There are going to be some that you're more comfortable with. As a doctor, I'm going to just be honest and tell you that I've seen doctors, especially with Black women, that are not taking us seriously.
Mm.
And may even be giving false information or not, looking things up. Because, like, listen, I'm going to be key. If I don't know something off my head, I'm not going to just come out and be like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. No,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to make sure I'm giving you the right information. I don't play with that.
Yeah.
So on top of taking care of ourselves, we have to advocate for ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That is so important. Make sure that whatever doctor you have, if you don't feel like they really paying attention to you, you don't really feel like they're prioritizing you the way that they're supposed to, switch to another doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And even if someone's not comfortable with me, be like, hey, listen, if you're not comfortable with me, I want you to get the best care possible. If you're with a doctor that you're comfortable with, you're going to listen to them, and it's going to be more effective for you. And it's a good thing. It's better at the end of the day. So, but just make sure that we advocate for ourselves also. If you see you have a doctor that's kind of dismissing you, and I'm not saying that that's the case with this, with the person who asked the question. It just was something that kind of came up in my head, and I think it's really important because, unfortunately, and I've seen my own colleagues dismiss Black women, and it's disgusting, and I call it out when I see it, and I do my best not to do that to my own patients. That's not why I'm here. Like, as a physician, I'm here to do my best, and I care about my community. I care about being here and speaking to Black women. If I had more time to do it, I would do it more often, But whenever I do have the chance, I like to participate in these things. I care about my community. I want my community to be healthy. I want my community to live and be the best that they can be. So so make sure we're advocating for ourselves, and it's okay to look at Google. It's all I ask patients, if you're gonna go digging deep into Google, all I ask is that you go to the doctor to verify because you're not, sometimes, a lot of times, you're not going to interpret the information properly. That's the problem. So if you're reading stuff, have the questions and then ask your doctor about it. Don't start coming up with your own insinuations and conclusions, because this is not your field. You good at what you're doing. Ask the expert.
Yeah, I totally agree, because a lot of times doctors do give wrong information, and it's because they don't want to take the time to go and just say, look, I'll be right back. It's okay. Whatever field.
I do it all the time. No shame in my game.
Yeah. Whatever field you're in, right?
I'm not God.
I said I got to look that up. I've been a nurse for 24 years.
Yeah.
That I just don't know. I'm not,
and things change. So the way they do surgery 10 years ago or 15 years ago,
things change fast.
Yeah. And so it's kind of, for you to, like, if somebody, for example, had knee surgery, I had knee surgery. Let me give you an example of myself. I had knee surgery, and I think it was like early 2000. And when I had the surgery, I have a big cut on my knee. I have a big scar. So now the way they do surgery, and I had surgery about another knee surgery, maybe about a year, maybe 2 years ago, and there was no cut. So they were able to go into my knee without this huge cut, this huge scar that I have on my knee for the rest of my life. And so techniques change, treatments change, right? And so it's important that we get updated information. If anybody else have any questions, please go ahead.
We do have questions. We have 2 more questions.
Right. So I'm gonna about 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
So I'm gonna just say the 2 questions, and then they'll answer them. This is again from Denise. It says, is it true that heart disease can be reversed? So that's one question. And then another question that we have is from Siobhan. She wants to know what medications you took, Dr. Tamara.
I knew that was going to come up.
So you got to spill the beans now.
No problems. Actually, Dr. Fayola, since you're the cardiac ICU girl, you can address the cardiac question, I'm sure.
Can heart disease be reversed?
Yes, it can be reversed. How can it be reversed? By making changes to your lifestyle. We've kind of, in our personal experiences, as well as gave some professional insight, watching what you eat, stay away from fatty foods, greasy foods, preserved foods, even packaged foods, because they're high in preservatives, high in salt. Watch your sodium intake. I know some of us, we love our seasons, but there's alternative seasonings that have low sodium. If you exercise, right? If you need to lose weight, all of these things can help reverse it, that your heart can become healthy again. Remember, it's a muscle. So it's just like anything else. If you use it, it's going to work well. But if you don't, and you're dumping all this trash into your body that's going to affect your heart, then of course the heart is going to become weak. You can have heart failure, you can have heart disease, you can have atherosclerosis, arteriosclerosis, all of these different health conditions. How is it reversible? People who have had hypertension and health diseases, they got off their medications by making changes. So it is reversible. You just have to be intentional about those changes that you want to make. If you're not, I don't like taking medication. They're like, I do not like taking medications. So whatever I got to do to not take medications, that's what we're going to do. So if you make those changes, whatever your challenges are, of course, if it comes to genetics, unfortunately, we can't change our genes, but we can change the lifestyle of, and realizing your genes mutate over generations. So if you start adding healthy habits, it could affect your gene mutation that when it gets to the next generation, maybe that probability of having heart disease can decrease. We don't know, but there has been research showing that you can modify or have positive impact on gene mutation throughout your bloodline. So yes, long story short, you can reverse heart disease. I'm going to turn it back to Dr. Tamara to see if she has anything else she wanted to add.
Yeah, just really quick. I think you explained it wonderfully. And my own experience, I had an abnormal EKG last year. By the time I lost even just 15, 20 pounds, I went to the cardiologist. I had to get a stress test, all this kind of stuff, echocardiogram, the whole nine, because of my family history. All the changes that I had, all the abnormalities that I had on the EKG initially, they all reversed and went back to normal after I lost that 15, 20 pounds.
And smoking. I forgot to say that. Sorry.
I'm sorry?
Drinking and smoking. If you drink
yes,
those can be contributing to heart disease.
So yes, it's reversible, just like Dr. Fiola said, and I'm giving you my own story. So I was able to make some reversal and changes myself. Yes, so to address the other listeners' question regarding what I did to lose the weight. So I'm sure you guys, a lot of you guys may be aware of this whole craze of Ozempic. So like I said, I really didn't want to use medications. I never had to, but I'm reaching an age now where losing the weight is a bit more difficult than it was maybe 10 years ago. So I said, hey, let me try this. But, understand that I wasn't using that as a crutch. I was like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to work out 4 times a week. And I'm still going to use Noom and still, watch my calories and everything. So, this was an adjunct. This is not the answer. This is not the answer alone. All the other things that we're talking about, you still got to do those things.
Yeah.
The medications that I took a medication called Mounjaro. That's the newest one on the market. And it is a diabetic medication that you happen to lose weight as well. Another medication is called Ozempic. That's the one that's really gotten a lot of press. The celebrities were using it, blah, blah, blah. So there's Ozempic, that's for diabetic control, but you also lose weight as well. And Wegovy is another medication that it's actually the same medication as Ozempic. They're actually the same medication. It's just that the Wegovy goes up a few higher doses and is strictly for weight loss, whereas the Ozempic is supposed to be strictly for diabetes. So that's the general thing. I've used both. Mounjaro is stronger. It's the newer one, and it's stronger than the Ozempic Wegovy family. They're all still similar medications, but Mounjaro is its own thing because it actually hits 2 receptors in our body. And what the main way that the medications help is that they, first they do affect the pancreas and the insulin in a way where your diabetes and glucose levels will be better controlled. But on top of that, it actually happens to affect what we call gastric emptying. So it actually decreases gastric emptying. What does that mean? It basically means that whatever food you're eating goes into your stomach, then it goes into your small intestine, then large intestine, and then your rectum, right? So when it is in the stomach, sometimes it doesn't stay as long, and it goes straight to the small intestine. So when it leaves the small intestine, you already might start feeling hungry because the food is no longer in the stomach. Because when it's in the stomach, that's when it's there and that's when you're feeling full, and that's when you don't feel like eating more. You're like, oh, I'm good. Well, this medication helps to keep the food in the stomach longer than usual. So when it stays in the stomach longer than usual, it's sending message to your brain, I'm still full. 3 hours, 4 hours later, when you would have been hungry already, you'd be like, yo, I'm still full.
So that's why people who take it say that they have no appetite. Is that why? Because they
It
have no
decreases
appetite. They feel,
appetite.
yeah.
I have the
That's
appetite
satiated.
of an elephant. I can, man, I will eat. Okay. Boy, I'd eat a house. I mean, going back to being Caribbean, us being Haitian, we were, that was a really good point, Fayola, that the fact that we train, like when we had and this is our culture, they give you a plate of food, you're supposed to eat the whole plate.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You used to get whipped if you didn't eat the
Yep.
whole plate.
Yes.
You're going to be in ingenue if you do not. So that's, so it is a transition, for us to kind of get away from that thinking, like, hey, we don't have to finish this whole plate. It's actually bad for our health, So at the end of the day, I know I needed to lose the weight. I was trying other measures that usually work for me. It wasn't working for me. I went to a weight loss specialist. I was like, I'm into this med stuff, but you know what? I gotta do something. So it helps to control my appetite. So I can now easily stick to the calorie restriction, and I'm working out. So I actually lost like I started in late July of last year, and then by November I had lost like 28 pounds.
Wow.
And a lot of my I was on the Mounjaro. They ran out of the Mounjaro because everybody was trying to get on the bandwagon. And then I was off the meds for a while, and it was the holidays. I was eating, so I gained some of the weight back. So the question is now, so be careful, because once you get off the meds, it seems like your appetite just kind of comes right back, So that's something I think we're all trying to figure out. So I eventually switched to Wegovy, because that was off the market for a while because they ran out, but then it's back on now. So it's not as strong as the Mounjaro, but it still does, I lost a few pounds. So I'm down overall. I'm down still about like 22.
Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot.
I would like to go back to where I was. I'm still working on that, but it's really this is a huge breakthrough. It's a breakthrough. This can really, and the thing is too, the very interesting topic around all this is it that we just are not controlled enough to eat properly, or is this a disease? Like, we just have like for people like me, I have a strong appetite. Like, is this considered a disease? So those are some things that are kind of being spoken about. Is this a medication that I may have to be on long-term? Maybe. And if I have to, it is what it is. I need to stay like this.
Yeah.
I can't go back. I
love it. I love it. I say the same thing. And I don't know if it's some kind of mental thing that I'm going through, because right now I look at myself and I lost about 30 pounds. And let me tell you, I'm not going back. And the issue is I have this conscience about, oh my God, I gained weight. Oh my God, I look big in that picture. Oh my God, I'm back to where I was, right? And my daughter's like, where are you getting this from? So now she starts to tell me, you look huge. Oh my God. So she jokes around, and it's just something that when you really sacrifice the food you love, and that's what I do. And I know Dr. Fairless talking about the plantain. I eat only plantain every day. I eat that once a day. I eat it with a vegetable. I eat it with some kind of meat. And that's,
but you don't have it fried, right?
Well,
Do you have it fried every day? Sometimes, but not every day. So I think that's a difference too.
I boil it.
It's healthy.
I boil it.
Yeah,
I boil it.
That's a good carbohydrate.
Yeah.
I boil it. Yeah.
Because that takes up a lot of the calories for your food for that meal.
And I'm not hungry.
You're having 10 plantains.
Oh, listen, I can have 30 plantain. Like I
can have 40.
Yeah, I can eat.
No, I can have 40 fried.
Fried, boiled, yellow,
green plantains. Then I'm good.
Give me all kind of it. And and sometimes I have a potato, but every day I am.
It's healthy.
That's my meal every single day. Whether I'm having fish or I'm having a steak or I'm having chicken, I have a plantain every single day,
No, that's
and I have it
fine.
with a vegetable.
Yeah.
And I eat every day around 3 o'clock, and I'm done. In the morning, I have a few crackers, my coffee. I drink a lot of water. I'm good. And
Yeah.
then later on, if I feel like a snack, I will have a fruit or
Mhm.
I'll have a granola bar,
Mhm.
and it fills me up. So if you have a system, the
Mhm.
system will work. If you are consistent with the system, it will work. And but if you're not a consistent person, you're going to continue to go up and down, up and down, up and down. And then when you get to that stubborn part of it, where I encountered that stubborn part because I didn't know how to get rid of this. And in order for me to get rid of it, I have to sacrifice my rice. I love my rice. You know, a Haitian that don't love rice. I love my rice. I love my beans. So I only have it on Sundays. So Sundays I hit a home run because I'm gonna have the best meal. I'm gonna take my time and cook that meal. I'm gonna put my foot in that meal because I know it's the only free day that I have. And if I want to add a slice of cake, cake is my weakness. Like, don't give me cake. If it tastes good, don't give it to me because I'll eat the whole cake, right? But it's just important that we're conscious,
Moderation.
right? And so I want to just thank everybody for being here. I saw Marge, Naima. I saw a few. Teresa, I saw you. She's a cancer survivor. Praise the Lord for you because I know Teresa for a very long time. Glory to God.
Amen.
And I see you, Monica. And I see you all engaged in the comment. I want to tell you guys, we're going to get ready to do the raffle. And one thing I want to say is every Tuesday, I'm giving out money every Tuesday. Not that I have a money tree, but we want to make sure that we get you guys blessed, and we want to thank you because it's all about giving. And I want to just share as well. I want to ask you guys because you guys are sneaky. You came in here tonight. Nobody sent no stars. I want to start seeing some stars. We getting ready to do this raffle. The stars actually help us. It assists us. We actually get 1 penny from Facebook per star. 1 penny. And I want to tell you that as you send these stars, um, I'm gonna get ready to get the drum roll out. We're giving away $50 gift card tonight. And I want to just see the stars. I want to see the stars. I don't know what's going on. I don't see the hearts. I don't see the stars. I don't know. Y'all going backwards or y'all going forward? I just don't know because we're getting ready to go to Uganda in August. And I'm excited about that. We're going to have revivals there. We're going to feed the homeless, the orphans, the widows, and we're going to bring revivals there. We're going to have food distribution for the widows. We're going to go to Kenya. I'm not sure yet if we're going to have time to go to Malawi, but I know for sure we're going to Kenya, and we're going to go to different parts of Uganda. And I know by the grace of God that many of you will also be a support system in this mission trip. And so I'm excited tonight to remind you all about the group mentorship. And I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share it up, put it up in the screen. And next week, listen, relationships. And we're gonna start coming on every Monday and Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern, which is probably going to change to 10 a.m. Okay. And this is going to be every Monday, Tuesday. And also the podcast. Podcast is every Tuesday. Tonight is episode 3. We are also going to have episode 4 next week where we're going to discuss relationships. And we're going to have with us Dr. Gina Alert. We're also going to have Francis P with us. Thursday's gonna be there too, I believe. Y'all better get used to Thursday. and also we're going to have another guest. We're gonna have the flyers up very soon, and I'm so excited because many of you are looking to get married. Many men are looking for a wife, right? Women are looking for a man, a man. I want to be clear. And so the thing about it is that we have a lot of questions, and sometimes we approach it a certain way or the wrong way. And we don't know, we want to be a wife, but we don't know how to be a wife. And we're looking for certain relationships and we're compromising. And these two great authors are so amazing. They have a book by the title Single Man, Married Man. And I believe they're going to answer many questions for us. If you have girlfriends, you better bring them here next week. Or all I'm telling you, this podcast is about to get crazy. It's about to give you all kind of information. And your health is number one. Without your health, you could just forget it. It don't matter if you got money. Don't matter if you got a new car, new house. You won't get to enjoy it. So we will continue with bringing you good information about your health. And I also want to talk to you all about the group mentorship. Thursday, I have put the link in. The group mentorship is on April 5th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern to 10:30 p.m. Eastern. This is going to be our third time meeting. And this is an opportunity to get your life on track for the new year. It's going to help you build a closer relationship with God and understanding the kingdom of God and how you should operate your daily life. It's going to help you prepare for a better you, better future. You're also going to have anger management by Coach Sharice, which is a very important topic because a lot of us, we get angry for many reasons. Maybe it could be a trigger point. It could be something from our past. And we are continuously carrying this anger issue with us. So we're going to also touch on that. We're going to talk about your finances, and we're going to help you strategize so that you have a better budget, so that by the time the end of 2023 comes, you'll be able to say, I made a difference, right? So we're talking about economic shift. Economic shift is what we're focused on at this time. And I believe that we are in that season of an economic shift. But if you don't take the steps, it's just like not taking the steps for your health, not making your health a priority. If you continue to not make your finance also a priority, then you're going to miss out on many blessings. You're going to miss out on not understanding relationships. So it's worth a try for you to get yourself on track and just start to prioritize things in your life. So make sure you register. We also have the Global Leadership Seminar where women and men are going to be ordained. You get trained for that specific amount of sessions, and you're going to learn how to do funerals, how to do a baptism. You're going to learn how to do weddings. You're going to learn how to do things where you can earn an income, right? And you'll be able to help your family save some money sometimes, right? And so I'm excited about all these programs that's going to be available for all of you. And we are almost filled up for the group mentorship. So once we get to a certain number, we kind of close it out. So right now, there's probably room for about 15 more people, and that's it. It's on April 5th, and so make sure you register. The next thing I want to say is we are going to do our raffle because we're getting ready to close out. And I don't have my bell next to me. Oh my God. All right. So every week, as you go ahead and you RSVP, we're going to be giving away a gift card. Thank you, Coach Sharice, for the stars. Woo! Who else is sending stars? Who else haven't? Come on, y'all. Somebody better send up some stars. So our winner for tonight, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
You got to tell me when to stop.
Tanya. Woo! Coach Sharice, come on and wrap it up. There.
Okay, the drum roll is over.
I see you, Evangelist Rose. Woo, 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 woo. Come on. So the winner for the gift card tonight is Denise Carlos. Come on and congratulate Denise in the comment. And we are going for closing remarks at this time. And I want you guys to go ahead and keep sending up these stars. And don't you stop, because listen, and I'm going to check. because whoever don't have a green badge, you see that green heart in the box, and you're not a subscriber, I'm gonna call you out. Oh yeah, you know I'm gonna call you out. That's right. If you are here for the first time, we want to thank you for joining us tonight. And we also, LaShonda, I see you. Welcome, welcome. And I want to just thank all of you for being here tonight, because it really means a lot to us. For us, work is so hard to bring you information, and you actually take the time to come and listen. Next week, I want y'all to bring 5 people. I don't care where you're gonna be. I don't care if you don't have internet. Find 5 people.
I don't care if you know them or not. Just bring them.
Just bring them with you. And I want you to bring 5 women next week. We are going to be talking about relationship with a man and a woman. Yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about. So I want you guys to be prepared and come in with your questions. We're going to be real. Listen, these guys are cool, and we're not going to sugarcoat anything with you. I want you to just be prepared, because there's some things you're not going to like about yourself when it comes to relationship. There's some things you're not going to be happy about, but there's some things you're going to really embrace, because you're going to get information, right? So congratulations to you, Denise. And I'm telling you, and whoever brings a guest, oh, we're going to be giving out gifts as well. You know, I like to give things out. So we're going to go to Thursday, closing remarks, and then we're going to follow on with Dr. Tamara, and then we're going to go to Dr. Fayola. And I want to thank you all for being here. Thursday, closing remarks.
So I want to thank Dr. Tamara and Dr. Fayola. The information was great. The conversation discussion was great. Also, everyone who participated. You know, let's make it engaging. Let's make it fun. Let's make it educational. And, you know, it'll just lighten the load. We don't have to be embarrassed. We can help each other. And this is what this platform is all about. So thank you, Apostle. See you next week. Ladies, doctors, thank you so much. Appreciate you all. Very good role models and examples of, you know, what we can all become and what we all can do. So thank you.
Yes. Dr. Tamara. Woo!
I'm, like I said, it's an honor to be here, and I'm so happy that I had a chance to share my experiences. Health is such a huge topic. There's so many other things that we could have talked about today, but you know, especially affecting Black women. So I'm more than happy to come back so we could talk about these things. And just let me know. And, you know, and I think the big take home message is to prioritize, especially as Black women, and as we're ending Women's History Month, let's be our best us, you know, whether it's health, whether it's finance, whether it's relationships, but definitely with health, since that's what we're talking about today. Let's prioritize ourselves. Let's prioritize our health. And, you know, put things that are not as important to the side and make health appear, because everything comes from there. If you don't have the health, nothing else really is going to happen the way that you want it to happen. But thanks again, and hope to be back soon.
Yay! All right, Dr. Fayola.
And Apostle Dr. Chloe, I thank you so much. Dr. Tamara, it's truly been a pleasure being with you. I love teaching. I love public health. It is where we go out and educate the community. Your health is your wealth. So definitely make sure you get those mammograms, get your pap smears, your preventative medicine. If we take care of ourselves the way we should, it won't be, you know, especially in a Haitian culture, yo tuyem lo mal l'hopital. No, you were already sick before you went to the hospital. It just
Translation. You got to translate for our non-Haitian listeners.
As they say, you know, by the time they get to the hospital killed that person. No, that person was already really sick because they weren't taking care of themselves. And sometimes it's because, you know, lack of access to healthcare services, insurance, whatever the case may be. But, you know, you have Dr. Tamara with her urgent care. You have other facilities that are low income, free services, your county or your local public health departments. Like, there's really no excuse. You just have to make the time for yourself. I just hope that you guys continue to share this message. Despite that we're going off shortly, keep sharing this message. Get the information out. Share it with your mama, your grandmama. Share it with your cat and dog. Somebody needs to hear this because we really need to make
Yes.
sure our
Bring
communities.
the cat and dog to the podcast too.
The dog. They gonna learn a few things too, but definitely it's we really have to take care of ourselves. Women, I implore you, be selfish and take care of you. Everybody else will follow suit, because one thing I've learned as my last statement: when you leave this earth, God forbid if something happened to you, you are replaceable. They will find somebody else to do your job, whether that's in your home, whether that's at work, whether that's at school, in the community, your profession, whatever it is. Know that you are truly replaceable. So take care of you and enjoy the life that God has called you to live. I am Fela Dalika. I look forward to seeing you guys on the social media platform, the health platforms, and anywhere else that we were able to connect. But please, please share this message. Get the word out. Tell people to take care of themselves. And while it's Women's History Month, why don't you make an appointment? You got Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh,
Do it.
good.
Just do it.
That's good.
Woo!
Somebody
That's
else
good.
to that appointment. If it's your grandma, it's your mom, your best friend, a neighbor, a co-worker, a church member, say, come on, let's, as we used to say, when it's time to vote, let's do polls to the souls. Let's do souls to the doctor's office and
Yeah.
get checked.
My
So
God.
thank you so much. I appreciate it, and have a good night.
Yes, thank you so much. I also want to just thank all of you again for being here. I want to thank you, Thurza, Dr. Tamara. I want to thank you, Dr. Fayola. And I just want to ask everyone in the comment here, I want you guys to just put, unity, put unity in that chat, because I believe as sisters, if we can come together more often and to be a blessing to each other, I believe that we can make a shift in this world. We're not just going to see an economic shift, but we're going to see an a shift in our health, a shift in the way that we separate ourselves from each other. And as women, we are so powerful together. And as Black History Month, I just want to say, God bless all of you. And also, I forgot one thing to tell you, Thursday, if you could put the appointment, if you want to make an appointment to speak with me, you want to sign up for coaching and mentorship, the link will be there. You can take advantage, so that way you can put yourself in position for greater works, right? And you may need something, and I can connect you with Dr. Fairla. I can connect you with Dr. Tamara. There might be certain areas, but it takes that phone call. It takes that moment for you to say, I want to make a difference, and I'm going to do my best to make those appointments. Like Dr. Fairla just said, it takes a lot for you to say, I'm going to take this time and make all the phone calls to get my pap smear and everything else. So I want to say God bless you, and may God continue to give you strength and good health, and God bless you all.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
8:30 p.m. Eastern. Welcome again to A Better Me podcast. God bless you all.